Welcome. You're here probably because you've been ghosted by your perceived twin soul very unexpectedly, and you're looking for answers. You're wondering if they could have the condition romantic narcissistic disorder. Now, if you don't understand how the cycle begins and the traits involved, in another video I explain it from the beginning, and that's the love bomb. Why I'm doing this is I really want to get this information to you, genuine souls, who unfortunately have found themselves hooked into this love snare. I get hundreds of questions every week from people needing to understand what's happened, what's going to happen, and also give them a lot of hope for the future. This part that we're going to talk about here is beautiful but brutal. It's the part of the cycle, without a doubt, is the most savage. I'm going to tell you about the devalue stage, and one of the traits is called gaslighting, and that in itself is another video. A brief of gaslighting, very brief, is quite manipulative. The words that they use are turned upside down, roundabout, lies are entwined in all of this, and it completely confuses your logical thinking. The subject itself is quite a long one, but it's used mostly by manipulators, very expertly, I must say. Second nature to most of them. So you'll have probably been through the first stages, the love bomb. You've been idolised. You perceive that you're twin souls and that you have your future mapped out together. You're basically going steady, and it seems to be evolving perfectly. So how it begins, the devalue. So you're evolving together beautifully. It's moving forward well. You've met their friends, they've met a few of your friends. You've began to go away on mini breaks together, and you spend most weekends together, maybe a day or so in the week. So the days are getting longer, which is the natural progression. You feel constantly involved in their lives and also with their families, because even though you haven't met them, you feel like you know them already. When your perceived twin soul is with them, they'll include you by getting you to say hello, like on a voice message or something like that. Your twin soul will tell you how they talk about you all the time, and how their family should say, oh, you should bring them over, it's about time that we met. So the way the story unfolds, you're together, you've been together a couple of days, you discuss going to meet the family. You're quite looking forward to that, so that'll be the next weekend. The next week comes and goes, it's not discussed at all. You simply ask on the Thursday, for example, what the arrangements are. But the subject is maybe changed. This is where the gaslighting comes in. So you get a little bit confused, not sure what's occurring, but you're not worried, you've still got a few days left till the weekend comes. Friday comes, AM, nothing. PM, nothing. You're feeling a little bit anxious. They don't normally do this. This is out of character. Then you receive a message with a very plausible reason to why they haven't messaged, full of apologies, full of sorries, baby, I'll make it up to you. So you're feeling rest assured. These are kind of like the breadcrumbs that you start to realise that you are actually receiving. So Friday, you realise you're not going. You're not going to meet the family. You're disappointed, but you've got a long future ahead of you. You've got all the time in the world to meet their family. This is when it goes from perfectly normal, natural, evolving to this absolutely bizarre behaviour which goes on next, You couldn't make it up. You really, really couldn't. Now remember, everyone's devalue is different. So we'll continue, shall we? So you make the arrangement again for the following Saturday. The messages seem to be becoming vaguer, you've noticed. So you go through the week and Friday comes, same as last Friday. They seem to have disappeared. Honestly, disappeared. You can't find them. You can't seem to get a message to them. They are just not around. You then receive a message. Again, it's very plausible to how come they haven't been around. The excuses are incredible. A mate had to go into hospital. Maybe a colleague had an accident. They needed to take a child somewhere. There's always a very good reason to why they didn't message. Now don't forget, this is your twin soul. This is somebody who has proved to you for months and months that they are plausible and trustworthy and a genuine good soul, because they mirrored you. We spoke about that in a past video. So you trust them. Why wouldn't you? You have not had any disagreement. You have not had any argument. There is nothing that you would even be suspicious that there is an issue with either of you. Like I said, it's been evolving. It's been moving along absolutely perfectly. During this time, you've had a few anxious moments and you've been a little bit confused by their flaky behaviour, but generally it's a hiccup. You're not too worried. Nobody would be.